All right, we're making this video to show the trigger adjustment. There's actually two adjustments on the JTS Airacuda, and we received our first shipment of guns, and there's a certain condition that the guns arrived in with the trigger adjustments that kind of gave us a misfire when decocking the gun, and it's totally a trigger adjustment. So our adjustment back here behind the trigger, this is going to be your trigger over travel. So with the screw all the way out and you push the trigger, you get quite a bit of motion before you hit the springs. If they screw that all the way in, you'll get very little motion. So where this wants to be is flush with the top of the trigger plate is a good starting point. So we'll screw that in until it's flush. Now, our biggest adjustment is in front of the safety. So there's a screw down in here. We're going to adjust that until we have proper sear engagement, which is going to be over here on the side of the gun, side of the trigger assembly. So right now we have it properly adjusted. We're going to put it out of adjustment. So when we cock the gun, you can see the amount of sear engagement that we have. If I hold the cocking lever back, you can see the sear lift away. I'm going to take and adjust this. And you can see that I've pulled completely away from the sear. We got a space there, so when I let go, no, not totally away, I let go of the cocking hammer, cocking lever, the sear drops. So I've got no catch, no engagement at all. So what we want to do is we want to unscrew this so you can watch the sear move. And we want to get a decent amount of sear engagement. So now that's catching. We've got a good overlap. If we look at our trigger has very little play in it because of our adjustment over here. So now if I pull the trigger and I hold my cocking lever back, oh, safety has to come off. So now you can see the play. And then I'm going to disengage, decock the gun, everything's good. We were having a problem where we would decock, but we would let go and the gun would fire. And it was all because the trigger adjustment was out of adjustment. So now we pull the trigger, we hold it, we decock, we let go, it doesn't fire. It's truly decocked. And the problem is this screw back here was actually screwed all the way in. So the trigger was not in a good place, the trigger adjustments. So both of these adjustments work in tandem. I can actually go in here. I will improperly adjust this and show you what happens. If I can get the tool down inside the hole. So if we look at the window for the sear engagement, I'm going to cock this back. It's all engaged. But if I continue to screw in this adjustment here, you can watch the sear move away. This isn't how you want the sear to move away. This is just supposed to be for over travel. But if you over adjust this, you can cause the sear not to catch and not work. And that's kind of a condition that we were in. This was screwed all the way in. The other adjustment up front was adjusted so that we had engagement. So again, to go back, we're going to unscrew this screw until we come up above the surface. And then we want to bring it down flush with the surface. Good starting point. So now when we cock it, we see we have good sear engagement. I pull the trigger while holding the cocking lever back. The sear drops. I let go of the cocking lever and everything's fine. The gun doesn't fire when we decock. So we've fixed that problem just by making proper trigger adjustments in the front and in the rear. I hope this helps.